Hello there, my fellow Fibro peeps. Are you there? Can you see me? Are we really live? It's so hard to tell when I do these things. I think the answer is yes. I kind of have to wait for the little screen to come up on Facebook to see if I'm there. There's a lag. It's a whole bunch of craziness. So I know I don't usually go live from the business page on Facebook. I usually do them in the group, but I think I'm going to start doing them to both from now on, for the most part-ish, depending on what it is. So I have some announcements for today that are very important, very, very important. Y'all need to hear them. And it really affects you. It affects your fibromyalgia. It affects your chronic fatigue syndrome. And there are things that you can do to feel better, despite what Western medical doctors say, despite what other people with fibromyalgia say. So, do you have fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome? And are you addicted to sugar? Do you have chronic fatigue syndrome? So, how did you fare through the holidays? Do you feel like you flared more between Halloween and the New Year? And are you blaming your aches and pains more on the cold weather? Is this you? Does this sound familiar? I see it everywhere. I see a lot of people saying it. Besides the cold weather, what else happened in your life between Halloween and the New Year? Think about it. It's nothing that's bad. I mean, it's usually pretty good stuff that happens during those times, right? And it wasn't the cold weather. So for most of America, not just those of us with fibro and CFS, there was a dramatic increase in sugar intake during those months. Sugar intake. So, are you addicted to sugar? I know I was. I have been a hardcore sugar addict since I was like 5 or 6 years old. So I remember when I was little, my parents taking me to the doctor because I was obese. Literally, not figuratively. I had two double chins. I had two double chins. I was probably considered morbidly obese now that I look back on it. I wasn't just obese. I was that morbidly obese kid in your kindergarten class that you made fun of. That was me. So I never ate real food. I wasn't raised on real food. I said my diet consisted of sugar, sugar, and more sugar. And if it didn't have sugar, I wouldn't eat it. So I wish I would have known then what I know now about the negative effects of sugar, especially now that I have fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome. Do you have a tough time saying no to sweets and desserts? Do you? Do you experience cravings even when you try to cut down your sugar or your carbohydrate intake? Do you mentally start to kind of freak out and you're like, oh no, I can't do it, and then you start craving it even more? So sugar causes a major inflammatory response in our bodies, especially in our fibro and CFS bodies. Studies have shown that we already suffer from chronic low-grade gut, body, and brain inflammation. So, did you eat sugary foods during the holidays and wonder why you felt worse? Did you blame it on the cold weather? And cold weather can affect you, but did you really blame it on the cold weather when it was probably more like the sugar was affecting you? So, I really, really, really want you to think about all of the questions I am asking. I want you to start putting 2 and 2 together. If anyone knows how hard it is to recover from sugar addiction, it's me. I couldn't go one day without sugar, be it processed or natural. Are you the same way? Do you have the insatiable need to have something sweet every day? Because that's not supposed to be normal. I know you think it is because we were raised that way, but it's not normal. So if you answered yes to any of these questions, you are addicted to sugar, and I can guarantee it is wreaking havoc on your poor fibromyalgia body and chronic fatigue body. When it comes to fibromyalgia, if you're carbohydrate intolerant, which 60, that's a 60 to 70% of us are. That's a lot of people. That's way over half. That's almost 2/3. Almost a third to 3/4 of the fibromyalgia population. And that's supposedly in the United States, 10 million people. So it's like 6.6 million people to 7.5 million people almost have a carbohydrate intolerance. So it doesn't matter if sugar is processed or natural. It can create an inflammation response in your body when you have fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome. So in my group, on Monday, February 1st, 2021, that's less than 2 weeks from now, we are starting a 5-day no sugar challenge that I designed to help teach people with fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome how they can break the addictive sugar cycle and take the first steps in reclaiming their life so they can live free of fibromyalgia symptoms. All chronic illness starts in the gut, and fibro and CFS are no exception. Hippocrates knew it, functional medical doctors know it, naturopaths know it. So now it's time that you learn how to feel better. I know all of this because I am a health and nutrition life coach. I've studied countless hours so that I myself could get better from fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome because the Western medical doctors were not helping me. I was practically bedridden and crippled at times. I was suicidal from the pain of fibromyalgia. I was in so much pain that my husband would have to help me roll over if I was laying down. I couldn't even do it on my own. And I didn't want to live anymore because my life was not living. My life with fibromyalgia progressively got worse. And it was the most ungodly torture that anyone should ever have to go through. So today I live 90 to 95% of my time symptom-free of fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue syndrome. Usually an ibuprofen or acetaminophen is enough to get me through when I do have symptoms. Sometimes I have to take something a little bit stronger, but that's far and few between, and I know exactly what it is that caused my flare, and I eliminate it. So I don't have to deal with it again. So this summer, I was able to play tennis again. I work out now, and I have gotten back into weightlifting, and I sleep like a rock again. I never sleep. I swear I didn't sleep for at least 3 years. And you know what that does to you. It kind of makes you go cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and you literally feel like you're going insane because you just can't sleep because you're in so much pain. But you're exhausted all day long, but then you can't sleep because you're in so much pain. It's this cycle, right? So I'm no longer depressed or anxiety ridden now because of it. So I finally have a life that I love. And I want the same thing for you. And giving up sugar is not the end of the world. And this is coming from a former sugar addict. If a sugar addict of 39 years like myself can do it, so can you. The 5-day no sugar challenge is just the stepping stone to living a life practically symptom-free of fibromyalgia. There is no price that you can put on that. And the 5-day no sugar challenge is free. Zero cost. So I'm going to put a link for you to sign up. So you're going to get emailed a welcome kit and an informational pack before the challenge begins. So if you have any friends or loved ones who are suffering from fibromyalgia, and they're ready to make a change, because in order to get better, You have to change. It starts with your mind. It starts with what you put in your body. It starts with how you see the world and how you see yourself. So if you have friends and family that are suffering from fibromyalgia and they're ready to make a change and they want to learn how to dramatically reduce or eliminate their fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue symptoms, please pass this link along to them. It's free. No cost. No magic pills, nothing. Getting better from fibromyalgia is a process. It doesn't happen overnight. But you can start feeling better in as little as a week when you start hitting everything right. I know I did. Like a week, I was like, oh, wait, I don't feel like I want to die anymore. Wouldn't that be nice? I know you're out there. I can't tell you how many people are out there. They're literally right now thinking, God, I don't know if I can wake up another day and go through the same crap that I'm going through today because I'm in so much pain. I can't take it anymore. Because that was me for years. And it kept getting worse and worse and worse. So I want you to stop wasting away. I want you to stop suffering. It's no way to live. I was there. I get it. And getting better isn't easy. And there's no magic pill. But it can happen sooner rather than later. Fibromyalgia symptoms are reversible. Fibromyalgia does not damage your soft tissue, joints, organs, all those things, which is all soft tissue, like autoimmune does. It's reversible. Brain fog, reversible. Pain, reversible. Exhaustion, reversible. And eliminating sugar can be your first step in making that all better and getting your life back. So that's what I want to say to you today. Sign up and start living your life symptom-free. It's going to be awesome. So we will see you later, peeps. Take it easy. Bye.